Hello, my friends, and today I'm gonna introduce my new video, and I'm so happy because I have like two pretty good TV shows, and one of those I really I have missed when it was released. So, it's called the Maxima, and I think that I missed that opportunity because just now it's a perfect time to me for doing this video because uh, we have one actress. She's name is Delfina Chaves, and she plays two roles in both Felices Los 6, which is 6 is not a crowd, and in Maxima, she as well plays the main character. So it makes a lot of sense because we're doing kind of mix, and we're just trying, create good music video, and I think that this is pretty good because having the same actress in like both projects, it makes my video be more like complex and at the same time more like consistent because at the beginning we have three people from Felices Los 6, and every new footage we have the same actress, we have the same face, and that is what makes it more consistent because we will not be distracting yourself by many other people. So there is only like 2-3 main characters, and Maxima TV show is pretty unique. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you because this Spanish actress Delfina Chaves, she speaks like 3 more languages. In that TV show she speaks Spanish, she speaks English, Dutch partly, and of course she is like talented actress in the first place, but those languages like that give her like upper hand when it comes to like acting, and she pulls it off pretty good. Felices Los 6 was previously mentioned by me in the like 2 more videos probably, but this time I prefer just all the scenes from all the episodes, even though I used some of episodes before. We can make it better. Actually, I think that there's nothing wrong like using the same episode multiple times. You just have to escape, just avoid using the same footages, not the same episodes, not the same movie, just try not to use like, the same footage again and again. It's kind of annoying. So there would be a lot of dancing compared to like, my other videos. There would be a lot of dancing and other stuff, but this time it's pretty good because the track I'm using is called Invisibilitat, uh, invisibility for English, invincibilidad for Spanish. And it's a new song by Aaron, who is known from like, Elite and his music. So this song is pretty like kind of, it's pretty intense, and we just need to fit that atmosphere of the song. And putting a lot of dancing could be okay if you can really just mix all that shit, with something really like, different like this. And then again, it could be some dancing. And of course, the Felices Load 6 is not a crowd. It's, it's kind of, straightforward, like, even the title, speaks volume. Like, it's obviously kind of, adult, but not, like, it's not even rated 18 and above, but it feels like, it should be rated like this, but it's like Elite or something, because there is nothing, wrong with this TV show. It's like a lot of vulgarity, a lot of like kind of this stuff, this girl is using like, and that is definitely what makes it like, more interesting, I think, because had we no stuff like this, it wouldn't be like it would have been like, that interesting. So I like this scene, because the waitresses, she's like, the waitress trying to, like make it to the table, like, serve the food, but she just spotted them doing some weird stuff, and she's turning around trying to, like get out of here, but the girl just, she stops her immediately, and that makes it funny, like, because this scene is pretty, it's just a pure comedy, because that's it. Just I like it so much, so I put it right there, and it's a good part. It's a good part. So is that part, it's kind of, Chinese kitchen or something, restaurant, and this girl, she works at that restaurant, and she's just cooking right there, and she's staring at the couple she obviously likes, and she obviously wants to join them, but it takes them a lot of time to be like, more than just a couple. And the title is Six is Not a Crowd. So that makes a lot of sense because, there were like five, obviously six people involved in the same relationship, and it consists of like 3 men, 3 women, all of them, were with each other, like sexually and in any other way, of course. So after she's like, after she's drinking that cocktail, they're just dancing, or probably it was even before she's drinking that shit. It doesn't matter actually. The vibe is just kind of, the vibe is good, and I feel like I'm so lucky that I didn't use any of this, like any of those parts from Felices Law 6, because if I did that, I would be just, I would have no choice just but not to use them again, because it's obviously, not a case to use the same parts twice or more times, and I almost used them like in one of my like last videos, but I just changed my mind for some reason. So again, we have, relationship, 6 people involved, and on the other hand, we have just a couple from Maxima, and I questioned that TV show a lot when I was watching it, because it feels like we have watched a lot of like similar TV shows, when some prince or king, like, it's like some very like big person trying to, like seduce just regular people. Like, this girl, she worked at the like kind of regular work. She was like, just getting by, and she just ran into this man, and it feels like, again, I have watched it but in a different cover, and it doesn't really work, because it never works actually. And I questioned that TV show for like, why, it's just the same like story, but with different actress, with different like actor, no matter what. But why, like it feels like the same again? And of course she knew that it wouldn't work that relationship when you're just falling in love with a big person, uh, and she knew from the like very beginning that it wouldn't work actually. And I knew that from very beginning as well, that it wouldn't go anywhere, which is why I questioned this show for, uh kind of ordinary script or ordinary story, and just having this talented actress, her speaking like three languages. I feel like it could have been more interesting. It could have been more not that ordinary. It could have been really like, something we never seen before. So the maxima is pretty, understandable. It's pretty um just a regular story. So there is nothing, to break down, like, because all the scenes were just uh they were just, spoken out in Dutch, in Spanish, in English, and I understood all of them, even though I don't understand anything apart, like a part of English. I don't understand Spanish, I don't understand Dutch, but all the dialogues, you can feel the energy. Maybe is the, like, is the best part of this TV show, the energy, the actress, the three like more languages, two more countries, you know. And here we have the Six is Not a Crowd, the most, like, controversial scene from my video, because it's obviously could be potentially the part age restricting me. But if we pay a little attention, we can see that there is no nudity actually, because I of course double checked this part, and I I wouldn't have put it right there if there was any problem. So there is no nudity. It's not obviously something to worry about. And this part, just it should be right there, because uh even though it's like the most controversial, is the most, like, vulgarity. It's like it's definitely kind of, fetish. It feels more like, they're just having fun. They're trying to make it photos, and they're not actually involved in any of those activities, like suspicious activities, like all that fetish stuff or something. They're just, just playing around and something like. And they played around as well in this kitchen. That was the first time when they actually, they had broken that wall between them, and it feels pretty well. Like, the girl just, the way she's looking at the other girl, it makes it more, beautiful. And of course we can feel the energy. And the other scene between the two men and just one woman, that was, like the next episode after the previous one, and they made it even further, like, not only, like, not only two more, like, but six. The crowd is not as six people. The crowd, it's probably like, 10 people, that is what the title tells us, like six is not a crowd. So they made it pretty clear. But I don't know actually how anyone, like, I have my feelings, like, towards that, that's like kind of relationship when you have one more people involved. I have my thoughts on that, but I feel like, more people just, condone or just, like don't like actually multiple, like relationships or something like involves more just than just one people. That is why the TV show is pretty, like controversial, and at the same time it's pretty matching the, like tendency. And of course we have a lot of like similar stuff from Elite, from other TV shows. So it's not like, the first time we having the, like, this situation. uh, I feel like, even though I think that these two parts, they are okay and there is nothing to worry about in terms of the age restriction, but if I will get that age restriction, if I got that age restriction, I will be forced to make something, to change something. So let's just imagine, what it could be like. Uh, I can obviously just replace this part, or not this part, but obviously this part, and let's just imagine what I can put right there. So if we had that age restriction, I would put something like this. But it feels, like it feels not that good as having those parts. Or probably it does. I don't know, actually. What I can really recommend you, if you do, prioritize your uh you know monetization, or you really care about, like, what people what people think about, what YouTube think about the your content or something. You shouldn't be putting any like any parts like this. You'd better just put something like this, like, without, like, uh replacing or something, because uh a part like this, it would never get your video age restricted. It would never get your channel, like, blocked or something, because it's obviously the appropriate footage. But I'm doing the other work. I'm trying, to create the most, like, intimate, and at the same time the most, like, beautiful, appropriate music videos. So this is what really makes me, different from any other YouTuber or blogger or whatever. So we have the like the option in the case we got the age restriction. This thing is pretty the main point of the whole video, because a lot of people would get to this point and kind of, that is actually what they would watch it for, because I just noticed that lesbian scenes, lesbian love, like two more girls, just in one scene. That is what people looking for, and that is actually works. And I feel like it works even better when you just put in every video something like with two like girls, with lesbians, with or something like this, because it just works. But you should be careful actually, because considering that it's like a female body, there is always, like there is always like situation when you putting yourself on a spot, because female body draws a lot of attention, of course, like worldwide. But on YouTube, it draws YouTube's algorithms, and they can recognize any female body, like even the part of the body, even not exposed part of the body, as something you're trying to abuse. Because if you really put a lot of parts with like female's body, and you didn't like mix it with anything else, with like dancing or with like some other stuff, it feels like you're just trying to like capitalize only on the female body. And it actually it gets you nowhere. It will get you nowhere, because YouTube never like allows people like just posting kind of like seducing stuff or something. It could be intimate, it could be anything, but it should be uh, it should be different. It couldn't this part like dancing, that is what makes my video appropriate, because I don't really I don't really try to put just parts like this one. I really put a lot of dancing. So any music video on YouTube from any artist, if you watch it really, you can notice that there would be a lot of dancing, there would be a lot of like dialogues, but without like really without a voice, but they really talking to each other. They just arguing, they're just dancing, they kissing. And this is why not not actually a lot of like music videos getting that age restriction, because uh, almost every artist, like a big artist or like any beginner, knows that music the music should be, in the first place, any music should be like, uh, something that reflects on everybody's feelings, and having all the, like, differences in one music video, having all the, like, situations, bad situations, good, like, that makes your music video more, uh, that makes actually suitable for more audiences, like people would like it, and different people would like it. So at this point we have just, a lot of dancing, and again, from Maxima TV show, from Felices Los Six. Some parts from that kitchen scene, and that actually the flame, this flame is insane. It feels like, it's not even the real. It feels more like, it feels like it's not even a real flame. I like this situation. Again, we have some comedy, because at the beginning, like, we had no, like, funny stuff or something, like, considering like comedy or even funny. Just, this scene makes it like more comedy, because the girl just, she put that ice in your mouth. And she couldn't swallow it, and there is again there is just a scene from Six Is Not a Crowd with this trio, and this part is concluding the whole video, just because, they made it to this point, and this is like the first time they, I have already told that they have broken that wall between them, and they actually, it took them like 5 more episodes to do so, and in like episode 8, only in episode 8, like the last episode, the 8th episode is where you can actually see them breaking that fucking wall. It feels like it took them the fucking, like the entire season. Again, we just make sure that everything is okay, and if I had no age restriction, this video just, if I had no restriction, it would be available like in a couple of hours, probably in a few hours, probably. What about dancing? Like you can put short parts, like, different short parts. And in this case, your video, would be more intense because in this short period, you have 2 more parts, and if we put just one long part, it's definitely what making it less intense, because I prefer like more balanced videos, so I'd rather just, I think that having that long part would be better for me, just because I have a lot of short parts at the ending. And it would be like more balanced. Like between this part and this waitress, like, between them, there were a lot of other parts, but I don't really want to put them because it would be just too long, having them at this point. I served the idea, she's serving the food, and I served the idea of putting this part right there because, it makes it more funny, and it makes it more like, that actually introduces you this couple in like more different situations like this one, and that was like the main point. I put it right there. And the same, like, the same thing with this one. It's like the situation where that actually introduces them in a different way. Here is she's, here is she cooking. Here is she's just, photo shooting. And here is she, the other girl. Here is she's kissing two different boys. Here is she dancing, and here is she trying to seduce the other girl. Here is she already did. Here is she seduced her. She probably did it even before. Here is, everything going on. And here is just, we came back to the point when she first time she met this boy at this point, at this party. And at this party, it wasn't really the first time she met the prince or whoever he is. It wasn't the first time, but it was like the first time they were really close to each other. It was really their first party, or first activity they they were involved together. And she multiple times she she was with this boy. At some point she came back to this prince, and throughout the season she really she really just changed her mind about who she wants to be with. And she obviously she was fall in love with prince, with this man, but she was trying to have fun with this boy. And that circle was just going on, and again and again. But I think that why would you why would you want to be with someone that you actually that is obviously makes your life vulnerable, like dating someone famous, or dating some any big person like a prince, a king, or president. It would make you vulnerable. It would put you on the spot. It would put you in that situation when you find yourself vulnerable, and not only vulnerable to media or something, but to exposing your insecurities or something, because they trying to make a choice. They trying to make a choice and decide everything, because they have a lot of like power, and you have like less power. You have a little, actually. So I never understand why some people still like think it could be working, like, when it obviously just doesn't work. I think that the relationship between the like 6 more people in Six is Not a Crowd TV show works even better than the fucking not regular, but just than the relationship from Maxima, like, between 2 people. And this one works better just because there is nothing that, restricting any of them. There's nothing that actually makes a problem, and they are all like free to anything. Like, they can do anything. They are allowed to be together no matter what. But if you are in that, like, royalty relationship with a prince, a president, or even like just a big person, like, like a famous person, you would find yourself, like in that situation when you're not actually in the right place, and you're not actually feeling better, or even, and it applies. It could be applying to anything, like, in the life, like, if you have something that really, like restricting you from, like, expressing your feelings or something in a way you want to express, I think what have been point of that relationship, if you cannot really express yourself or just, feel towards that person the way you want to. That is all for today. I can suggest you to listen to a new song from the artist Aaron. Invisibility. That is a new song, and this song would be in this video like when I drop it. So that's all for together stream, and thank you for watching it. See you later. Bye.